My name is Christopher. I'm an alcoholic. I'm also a drug addict. My sobriety date is 11/11/18. I don't have a home group. And my experience is when people come up here and talk, they share these things. And I think there's a reason for it. But I got 10 minutes, so I'm going to try and share my experience, strength, and hope with you guys pertaining to the program of Alcoholics Anonymous and how I use it in my life and what happens when I don't use it in my life. To qualify, you know, I'm not going to go into like the big details about when I was younger, but I know when I started drinking, I took off. I know when I started smoking weed, I know I started smoking incense and fucking leaves when I was like fucking real young. I didn't even know, I just knew I wanted to do something to get out of my fucking head. I didn't know what the fuck it was. Found weed. It was an addiction. Every morning it consumed my first thought, and it literally made my life unmanageable. It fucked up a lot of shit for me. I found liquor, same thing. I was blackout drunk by the time I was 14. I quit drinking for a year when I was 16, and but I didn't realize, I didn't look at it like I just thought like, okay, this ain't working for now, so I'm gonna stop doing this. And I didn't know, I was too young and too at that point in my life to realize that, like, first of all, that like I really had a problem and it's gonna affect the rest of my life. Nor did I know that there was a solution. I'm a blackout drunk. I haven't drank for 3 years. But if I picked up a drink today, I would be in jail for something stupid, you know what I mean? Every time I wake up, I'm in a jail cell, I'm black and blue. My friends knew I was powerless before I did. They would buy me, if there was a 12-pack of beer, I wouldn't touch it. They knew that if they bought me a little fifth or whatever, I'm going to a liquor store and I'm going to steal something, and I did every time. Put that liquor in me and I'm off to the races. Eventually my life turned to pills, turned to heroin, turned to crack. Came out here, found a love-hate relationship with meth. Out here they call it dope. Where I'm from, dope is heroin. Bought some dope and started my love-hate relationship. I'm an addict. It doesn't matter what I put into my body. The reason, it was fun in the beginning. It was fun till it wasn't fun, and then I was stuck in it. And then I came out here 3 years ago to change my life. I didn't know I was coming into the program as Alcoholics Anonymous. I had an opportunity to leave where I was at and do something, and someone second-stepped me. I saw someone that I looked at. I grew up when I was a little kid. He can never get clean. He's gonna die. He's gonna die or go to prison. Something's gonna happen. Like that was it. That was what was gonna happen to him. He was in Arizona getting clean. He said you could come out here. Made it away, and I did. I didn't believe, and then we came to these rooms, and I didn't buy into this program until I saw my friend go back to my hometown and come back sober, didn't use. That told me something. I said, this motherfucker came back here clean, you know what I mean? I was like, I'm gonna start doing what this shit is. I was like, that was my hope. He was my hope at that point. I came here in treatment. I know there's a lot of guys here in treatment. My experience is when I walked through these doors, I left treatment at the door. My experience was when I came into these rooms, I grasped the concept real quick, and I'm glad I did that. I'm not here because I have to be here. I'm here because I need to be here. And I learned that real quick. I've been in this town for 3 years. I do not have 3 years clean, sober. I relapsed in this town. All my relapses look like me stop working the program, letting what's going on in here dictate my actions, and then my feelings. I use today. I haven't drank in 3 years. Weird. I'm in an alcoholics meeting. I'm gonna talk about drugs right now at the moment. You know, I use to shut off my emotions, my feeling, my mind, to numb. I know that works. I'm a firm believer that I've been taught that this program works, not for people who need it, not for people who want it. It's for people who do it. I'm a firm believer of that. I cannot want to use. I cannot want to drink. Maybe I'll drink again. I don't know. I cannot want to drink, and I will. I'm a firm believer. I believe that to my soul. I will. It doesn't matter if I want to or not. And I'm not saying this is the only answer. It's not the one-all, save-all. But my experience is it works. I'm coming up on 8 months tomorrow, actually. And this last 7 months, I'm gonna tell you, it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy. I've slipped away from the program. I've gone through my steps in these 7 months. I've let my mind take me away from what this entails. And you know, we come to these meetings, and my thing is, we do the steps, right? But it's like, where do we apply the program when we're outside of these meetings? And that's what I got to remember. I wake up, around the world, there's fucking thousands of people waking up, not in treatment, reading On Awakening. I used to do that. I don't do that no more. If I did, I'd probably be a little more clear-headed than I am today. But I've had that experience of waking up, doing that, because my treatment center, we had to do it, and it did. It set the tone for the rest of my day. And I grasped the concept that I don't need to be in treatment. There's people around the world doing this. So I come back to these rooms. Every time I go out, I come back to these rooms because I know when I do this stuff, it works. Today, I use a 1, 2, 3 very strongly. I wake up every day and I'm fucked. I got some shit going on in my head that my head tells me this is what's important, and it separates me from the sunlight of the spirit, and I'm not able to help people when I'm in that mindset. I've been in that mindset for a long time. I started incorporating in 1, 2, 3 again, the basics. I learned that. I wake up, I'm fucked. I stop myself before I get out of bed. I'm an addict. I'm an alcoholic. I'm powerless over my drinking, my thinking, and my drinking and my thinking, and my using. But my thinking is part of it, because that always leads me to it, and my life is unmanageable. A couple weeks ago, my boss sat me down and said, "You're about to lose your job." I wasn't using, I wasn't drinking. It was my thinking. It was my life's unmanageable. So I incorporated that into my first step. I came to believe that a power greater than myself could restore me to sanity. I believe that. I have to believe it. You know what I mean? I have to believe it. The hardest fucking one is the third step. I know it works, and I don't want to give it up. Made a decision to turn my will and my life to the care of God as I understood Him. I don't want to do that, but I have to, and I take my will back all day long. I got to pray at night to keep a sane head, because I know if I keep letting it go, I'm going to use again. The rest of the steps, I'm going to tell you right now, I did a couple 4 steps in this town. I'm not going to get into what I got off it or what really happened, but just do it. You know what I mean? Like, what do you got to lose? My experience this time around is I got through my steps. I had a really good spiritual experience on my 6th step. And then I haven't made no amends. I don't do a 10th step. I try to meditate. I try. And I'm just now getting into trying to sponsor guys, trying to give back, you know, the 12th step. And I'm better today. I'm better today than I was yesterday. Yesterday I was better than I was the day before. 2 weeks ago I was about to check myself into the CSU because I didn't know why. I was like, I don't feel like killing myself. I don't feel like using. But this, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what happens when, what do they call it? Alcoholism, the brain, the mind, whatever. It's alcoholism. I don't come to these meetings because, hey, I didn't use today. I don't need to do it. I come to these meetings because I don't want to use tomorrow. I don't want to use today. And I take this stuff real seriously. And, you know, I feel like I hit a bottom in every area. I grow at the rate of pain. My experience is when I hit I'm not hitting a physical bottom. I'm not using, but I feel like I was hitting a spiritual, mentally, and emotional bottom. So I started going back to the steps. And it really works if you just do it every day, because when you have those, I've experienced being real into the steps, calling my sponsor every day, getting bad news at 3 o'clock in the morning and be like, hold on, I got to call my sponsor at 3:30. I've been there. I'm not there today. So it really works when you, if you do it every day. And if you don't do it every day, you might get by for a couple of days, but that's when you start, my experience, that's when I start falling down that slippery slope. And then there I am again, you know what I mean? So I think I've talked for my 10 minutes. Hope, my experience, my strength is the steps. My hope is that and I learned that in this room, you know, you share your experience, strength, and hope. My hope is that you guys give this a fair chance, and it's not even about you guys. It's because if you guys give this a fair chance, you're going to give the next guy a fair chance. 10 years ago, I betrayed that's my 10 minutes. 10 years ago, I betrayed a man back in my hometown. 10 years later, he got me into treatment, no money, no nothing, no insurance, because of this program. That's what happens when you work the program, you know what I mean? So my hope is that you guys get it, you guys give it back. Thank you.